Hi, I'm Kayla, and today I'm going to share my testimony. I have had numerous people from our church asking me to share, and I figured that doing a video and trying to post it somewhere would probably be the easiest way to share my testimony and share about how Jesus has touched my heart in the last year. So, I'm a rambler. I'm probably going to ramble, but I'm hopefully going to stick to the story as best as I can. So here we go. I guess to start at the very beginning, I did not grow up going to church. We went when I was very little, and then my parents got divorced and we stopped going. My dad still went every once in a while. My mom stopped going altogether. And after that, I grew up saying that I was a Christian and knowing Jesus, but I didn't know him. I did not have any sort of relationship with him my whole life, really. And this past year has changed my life, and now I do. Now I do have a relationship with him, and just a couple weeks ago, myself and my husband and my kids, we all were baptized, and it was so special, and it was a beautiful morning. And let's see, I've got 3 kids. I married my husband, so that was in the top 5 best days of my life. In December of 2023, my dad asked me to go to the Christmas Eve service at his church with him. I decided to go, and I left my 3 kids at home with my husband so I could actually enjoy the service. And I remember just sitting there and crying through almost the whole service. The pastor was talking about gifts. It's Christmas, it's Jesus' birthday. What's the best gift that you could give Jesus? And that's you. That's your sin, that's your suffering, it's your heart. That's the only thing that he wants. And it really struck me. And I went home that night and I told my husband that I think that we need to start going to church. He agreed, and we let a month go by. And then our youngest turned 1, and we had a birthday party, and we talked to our friends briefly about going to their church. They love their church so much. And later that night, they texted us and asked if we would want to go to church with them. And so, not that weekend, but the following weekend, we went to their church. And I would not classify it as a disaster, but the kids were good until they weren't. And they had never been to church before. They had never, had to sit through anything like that before. And I brought snacks, and I brought books, and I brought toys and things for them to do because I knew they were going to be that way. And eventually the snacks ran out and the books I brought weren't good enough, and the whispers got louder, and I left feeling so frustrated. I was so frustrated. In fact, I pulled 1 or 2 of my kids out early. We went to the car, and once my husband got into the car, I was like, we're never doing this again. Our kids are too little. It's just not gonna work. We'll have to wait a few years, and then maybe we can try to go to church again. And I remember this quite vividly. It was Super Bowl Sunday, so we got home from church, did the whole Super Bowl thing, sitting on my phone, because the commercials have not been good lately. But I was scrolling through Instagram, and there was a post that came up from a Christian author, a mom, that I wasn't even following, so I really had no business seeing anything that she was posting. But the post talked about taking your kids to church. In fact, I wrote it down because it was exactly what I needed to hear. The post said, "For the mom of littles at church every Sunday, you're sitting in the back of the church waiting for someone to start screaming so you can make a beeline to the door. You constantly can't bow your head during prayer because you've got to keep eyes on your little ones as they run down the aisle," which my son has done multiple times at our church now. You feel embarrassed, you feel guilty because you can't pay attention very easily, but don't stop taking your kids to church and letting them watch you worship your Savior. Sure, you may not get to put your hands in the air and worship because you're holding a little kid in your arms, but Jesus smiles when he sees your dedication. As you pack those kids in the diaper bag into that church, he's smiling down on you, Mama. And I instantly got goosebumps. I got tears in my eyes because I just know that I was meant to see that. And because I saw that, we went back to church the next weekend. We really liked our friend's church. It was great. It was a lot like my dad's church, and I've always loved his church when I've gone. And, but it's in the town over, and I really wanted to find a church and a church family in our community. My kids are growing up here. My kids are going to school here. I wanted them to feel comfortable. I wanted them to know people. And so we have 3 churches in our little town. And so after a couple weeks going to our friend's church, we decided that we were going to really take this seriously and find a church that really felt like home. And so we had watched a sermon one morning online. I think one of our kids were sick or something. I don't remember, but we didn't go into the church. And it just even, I know it's different when you go into a building, obviously, but just, I don't know, being at home and watching it, I just didn't love it. And so we hesitantly crossed that one off the list, and we went to the next one in our town. And by this time it was, it was Palm Sunday. It was in March of last year, and we got to our church now. We walked in, and there were a few people that I knew from around town, and so that was kind of nice to see the familiar smiling faces. And it immediately felt good. And then the pastor started preaching, and it was like he was talking directly to me. It was everything that I needed to hear. So we left that day, and we got in the car and we had the kids packed in, and Cody said, "What do you think?" And I said, "I really like this one." And so we came back the next weekend. It was Easter, and it was another beautiful service. And then we came back the next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. And we just loved it. It felt like home. Everybody was so kind and so welcoming, and just seemed like they were genuinely happy that we were there. And it felt good. And during that time, I was going to physical therapy, and I had an appointment one day, and I had left the house a little bit early, and I decided to go to our local coffee shop that also has like devotionals and stuff in there. And so I was killing some time, and I went into the back and I was browsing the devotionals, and I picked one up solely because it was a shade of my favorite color, and the title was Mom Strong 365. And I was like, I'm a mom. I'm flipping through it, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. So I bought it, and I get to the clinic. I still had some time to kill, so I flipped my new devotional to the day that we were on, and I sat in my car and I bawled. And I called my mom and I said, I think the Lord is trying to talk to me. I really do. And I don't even remember what it said exactly, but it was exactly what I was feeling in those days. I was struggling with mom guilt and feeling like I wasn't good enough, and just like the day-to-day stress of raising little kids. And it said to trust in the Lord, and that He is with you always, on your best days and your worst days. He is there. And I needed to read that so badly. And so I just felt like that was another God thing. And and then it just keeps going. Like, He didn't stop this year, and it's a new year now, and He is not slowing down. He continues to give me gentle nudges. My oldest started kindergarten this school year, and so he could go to Vacation Bible School this year, and I signed him up for that. And he is a very shy little boy, and so when I signed him up, I volunteered to help with Vacation Bible School, thinking that if Mom was there, then it wouldn't be so hard for him. And I had so much fun. I had the preschool kids, and they were just the sweetest, most fun thing ever. And when Sunday school rolled around, when the new school year started, our children's ministry leader reached out to me and asked if I would help with Sunday school. And I was hesitant at first. This is all so new to me. Like, my walk with Jesus is literally a year old. Like, this month, a year old. And, you know, I've never read the Bible, or I you know, I don't know any Bible stories at that point. I didn't, you know, more than Noah's Ark. And I didn't feel qualified. And so I prayed about it, and I talked to my dad about it, and he was like, Kayla, if that is not where the Lord wanted you, then He wouldn't have even given you the opportunity. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I have loved it. The kids are so great. I have my son's kindergarten class, and it's been really fun getting to learn along with them. But I think the thing that really sold me, if you will, the thing that really made me fall in love with Jesus was this book that we read. The book is called Gentle and Lowly by Jane Ortland. And it is a beautiful book. It's based on one verse in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30. I'm going to read it. It is, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And our pastor did a 12-week thing on it on Sundays, and then we also did a Bible study on Wednesday mornings for 12 weeks. And in those 12 weeks, my heart was changed forever and for the better. The book is a deep dive into Jesus and who he is at his core. And man, if you read this book and you don't want to be part of this and you don't want to have Jesus in your life, like, I don't know. I really don't know, because it changed my life. The words are beautiful and I learned so much, and I fell in love with the Lord. And after reading this book, I decided that I wanted to be baptized. And it was something that I really wanted for my kids too, after reading it. And my husband agreed. And on January 12th, we were all baptized together. And it was awesome, and it was wonderful. And I just have had just so many moments this past year that it felt like the Lord has just had a hand on my shoulder and just steering me where he wants to go. I did my profession of faith with our elders at church and our pastor. And when I was telling them all of what I'm telling you now, I guess the main takeaway is that I just started listening. I feel kind of silly sometimes, like, sharing my testimony, because like you see on YouTube or TikTok or whatever you're looking at, there's these so many wonderful stories of like these big things, these big literal come to Jesus moments for people. And it wasn't like that for me. It was just gentle nudges, little whispers, and my heart was open to it, and I just started listening to the Lord. And a year later, here I am. I am an official member of our church. I have a Bible for the first time in my life that I use. I throw myself into every study and anything that I can to learn more and to build my relationship with Jesus. And it's been so wonderful. It really has. And then I think for me so far, as kind of the cherry on top of what was 2024 and moving into 2025 was I get this planner from the Passionate Penny Pincher. She's a blogger, Christian mother. She makes these amazing planners. It has everything you can possibly think of in here. Your spring cleaning checklist, your Christmas checklist, your daily cleaning to-dos, just all of the things that as a stay-at-home mom, sometimes I need help like remembering what to do around the house because my kids are spider monkeys and they're clinging on me all the time, and they're just really helpful. I really, really love these planners. And this is I think my third year with these. Like I said, she is a Christian mom, and what I really like now about these is that every month, at the beginning of the month, there is a Bible verse. This was February's. And then on the daily pages, there is like Bible readings. So let's say Monday, February 19th of last year, we were supposed to read Mark 8. So there's one for every day. And before now, the last 2 years, I kind of just ignored those pages. But I got my new planner for this year. Same one. And I got my 2024 one out to transfer some things over. And for whatever reason, I flipped to January's page last year, January 2024. I flipped to the monthly page. And staring back at me, it was Matthew 11. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. January. We started going to church in February. It was it was written right here and I never even saw it. It's like the Lord was telling me, I'm gonna change your life this year. And I didn't even know it. Goosebumps. I don't even know what to say now because that's really my story, I guess. It's my testimony. And God still keeps talking to me. I think hear like a literal voice, although I have before many years ago. But if you take anything away from my testimony, it's that if your heart is open to the Lord, He will use you. You just have to start listening to Him. Prayer isn't just you going to Him and you asking Him for things, and it can be Him talking to you. So I encourage you to just be open and to sit in the silence. Ask Him if He has anything to tell you. And when you get a little gentle nudge, maybe follow it. I'm hoping to start a business this year because of my newfound faith. I want to spread the good news of Jesus, I really do. And in my journey to do that, I've started a business called Inspiring Faith, and I'm going to make stickers and keychains and bracelets and car charms, and just I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to do and so many things I want to make. And my hope is that they can be conversation starters, whether you see one of my stickers on somebody's water bottle or someone's wearing a really beautiful cross bracelet on their wrist. I hope that those things are reminders to you that God is with you. I hope they're encouraging, and I hope that maybe they can be conversation starters. I hope that, maybe someone sees a sticker on your water bottle and they're like, oh, that's a cute sticker, where'd you get that? And you can tell them about your Jesus. Because I have all of these hopes, I got a work planner also to kind of keep track of everything that I need to do for the business and everything I need to do before I launch. I've been busy creating all these really adorable designs and all of these things. And so I got another planner by the same lady. And there's quite a few reflection pages at the beginning of this. And there's a page with your intentions and dreams. And I wrote this, I filled this out like the week before Christmas. And there's a section here on this page that's the purpose box. And it says, when you were created, you were uniquely gifted in a way that simply no one else was. You were perfectly designed to fulfill a purpose that only you can. What is your purpose? What are you especially gifted in that serves those around you each day? Looking forward, envision what the lives of those around you might look like when you fully step into exactly who you were made to be. I wrote, I wish I knew. And then with it, I put a sticker that says, may you be proud of the work you do, the person you are, and the difference you make. I wrote this a week before Christmas. I wish I knew what my purpose was. And then 2 weeks later, our pastor says, this year we're going to focus on purpose. What we were created to do. And dang, if I wasn't just jaw on the floor he's still working so much in my life, and I am just letting him do it. I'm so type A that I struggle a lot. I've always struggled trusting. And this year, I have hopes and dreams with inspiring faith and spreading the gospel. I really want to do that, but only if that's truly what he wants me to be doing. And I think that I have gotten enough little moments from him that I'm right where I need to be. My purpose, I think, is here. It's letting the Holy Spirit rest in my heart and lead me day to day, and being a good mom to my kids and making sure that they know Jesus, and being active in my church and my community, and just loving people I love to write, and I think that writing what's on my heart and sharing that with others, making really cute stickers for people about the Lord, I think right now that's where this right here is where he wants me, right here at home. And I am so looking forward to seeing how the Lord works in my life, and my kids, my husband, our family, our church, and our community. I think it's going to be a really great year. And I'm gonna take my little type A brain and I'm gonna shush her, and I am just going to trust in the Lord with all my heart. So that is my testimony. I hope that Facebook lets me post a 30, almost 31-minute video. And yeah, I hope that this touches your heart. Remember to have it open to the Lord. Remember that prayer goes both ways. And just start listening to him. Listen to his call. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I don't know. What do I say? Bye?